Hello and welcome to my beginner series. My name is Kieran and today we're going to be talking about basic chords and how to practice them. If you want to skip the waffle and get down to the practice, please skip to the practice section of the video, but if you want a deeper understanding of what's actually happening in your practice, please stay with the video. Okay, does this sound familiar? You sit down with your guitar for the first time. What a lovely way to spend the day. What a relaxing way to spend the day. You've already looked on YouTube for all of the guidance that you've needed and you're going to work through your first song. Okay. You've got your chords, so that's the thing that you're going to go for. 4 hours later, you realise you don't have any chords. Maybe the guitar isn't for you. And your hand hurts, your soul hurts, everything hurts. So you put your guitar down and we never go through it again. What can we do? Okay, so often what we find is when we're making our chords for the first time, there'll be too much of an emphasis on strength and not too much of an emphasis on positioning. Okay, so if we take a G chord, for example, is our G chord. If we start squeezing immediately, as soon as we get our fingers onto the shape, what you'll do is you'll find a lot of buckling, and you'll find that you just won't be comfortable with the chord. Your thumb might not be in the place that's best for you to make that chord. Your wrist will be really locked up. Your arm will be really locked up. Everything will be far too tense, and you'll be relying on squeezing the life out of the chord to get any sound out of it at all. So what we need to do to start with is make sure that our positioning is good. So our positioning can rely on, say, something like if we're working in a fret, on the 3rd fret, for example, what we want to be able to do is make sure that we're going to this side of the fret, not this side. So we want to be tucking our fingers into as close as we can into the fret above. Now this is going to create the best leverage to hold that string in place. So we want to do that with all of our fingers. Obviously, we're not robots. We can't get it perfect every time, but that's what the emphasis we want to be focusing on. We want to be pushing this side. Now, for open chords, especially when we've got open strings ringing out, and also if we're fretting one fret above or a couple of frets above the next string. So with this case, so my 3rd fret here versus my 2nd fret here. This has the potential, the underside of my finger has the potential to touch the string that's underneath. So we need to create these nice arches on our fingers. If we start kind of creating these banana fingers that we have like this, we're going to start deadening off strings. And no matter how hard you squeeze that chord, it's not going to sound right. Okay? So 2 things so far in our positioning. We want to make sure that we're tucked into the fret. We also want to make sure that we've got nice arches on our fingers. Okay. Then we want to make sure not just that we're squeezing hard enough, but we're squeezing evenly with our fingers. At no other point have you ever had to probably, or very rarely, had to apply even force with each one of your fingers. Okay. So it could be that you're squeezing really hard and you've got all the power in the world to squeeze with the first 2 fingers, but your bottom two fingers, your 3rd finger and your 4th finger in this case, may not be squeezing at all, and that's why it's not ringing out. So you need to apply even force with all 4 fingers. So here's how to practice that. Okay, so how should we practice our chords? What I'd recommend to do is to, first of all, get your fingers in place on the chord, on the strings, but not actually pressing down. No tension in the hand at all. You're just getting your fingertips to the points where you want to be. Okay, and we want to make sure that we've got nice arches. We want to make sure that our thumb's relaxed. What that's going to do is allow your hand to move into the best position for it to be. Okay, it won't be tense. Your thumb won't be doing horrible things that you don't want it to do. So we want to get a nice position, nice relaxed position, and be able to hold that shape without tension in our fingers. We want to make sure that our arches are there. And then once we have everything in place, tucking into the fret as we was talking before, once we have everything in place, we apply pressure. We don't squeeze, because a squeeze implies this, but that you're going to go to turn into a fist, which is not what we want. We want to apply pressure with our fingers. So we apply pressure evenly with all 4 fingers. We strum the chord. We release the fingers, or release the pressure. We don't release the fingers from the strings, we just release the pressure, and then we take the hand off. Okay? So in total, we've got find our position, apply pressure, play the chord, release the pressure, let go. And do that for repetitions. Now, a wonderful way to practice that without putting too much effort into your practice is to take away the strumming part and just build the position, squeeze, release, come off again, and do something else. Watch a film, watch YouTube, something, TikTok, whatever you want to watch. And what you're doing is you're just doing this passively in the background. Now, you can get hours of practice in with that, and it will improve your chord, even if you're not hearing the result. Okay? When you go to do your dedicated practice, what you'll find is you'll be able to make that position so comfortably that any little micro changes that you need to do to make that chord perfect will be easy, because you will find that shape is nice and comfortable in your hand. Okay? So building on position first, then applying pressure and strength. Okay? So hope that helps. Give that one a try, and I'll see you next time.